Okay, let's bring out Scott's father, Dr. Evil. Get this jerk out of here. I'll give you a piece of mother. Oh, give me that. The world is mine. The world is mine.
Battling the forces of divisive media, one uplifting story at a time. Join our mission by subscribing on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Welcome to the Kindness Chronicles, where once again we hope to inject the world with a dose of the Minnesota kindness that it desperately needs. Back in the basement studio, KG is on assignment tonight. Kevin Gorg is up to his eyeballs, and his grandchild is in town, so lots of fun there. Mm-hmm. We got Steve Brown here in the studio.
Hi, John.
Hello.
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, did you have a nice weekend?
I did, actually. My friend's visiting here, and we saw Willie Wisely this weekend.
Oh, no.
Yes, we did.
Did you go to that show?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep, he's fantastic.
Willie Wisely.
He's the greatest.
Wild Willie Wisely.
He's awesome.
Jeff, you're back there. Hello, Jeff.
Yep. Hey.
I spent the weekend in the process of moving my mother from her house into an apartment, which is quite an adventure, but she's a minimalist, so it's actually been very easy.
That is nice.
We do have a couple of very special guests here with us today, one more special than the other. You can figure it out as time goes on.
I guess we'll decide as we go here. I know what I would say. But yes, we do have a couple guests, but we're gonna focus on one of them mostly. Today, we're joined by someone who has spent much of her career bringing people, ideas, brands, and experiences together in meaningful ways. Kelly Olson is a strategic executive leader, producer, event professional, community advocate, and someone who has built an impressively diverse career creating experiences that connect people.
What doesn't she do?
I know, but beyond the titles and accomplishments, what stands out most about Kelly is her heart for service and her commitment to making a difference. Okay, that's a little thing, but next week, the Twin Cities will welcome. You all right, John? You want to take some phone calls?
No. My kid has a way of calling every time we're.
Oh, I thought it was kind of like angel wings, you know,
that's exactly
because he said I
what
was
it was.
so lovely and
Can
kind.
I continue?
Please.
Kelly, I need to introduce you. Next week, the Twin Cities will welcome athletes, families, volunteers, and supporters from around the world through the Special Olympics movement. And Kelly has become deeply involved in helping advance this mission, and she's going to tell us all about that. Kelly, now this is what connects her to us. Kelly's career intersects with us in many different ways, stuff that we love talking about. She's super fun. She's super smart. She went to St. Thomas. And she's very down to earth, and we're looking forward to seeing. Sheila's looking forward to seeing the good in all people. Kelly Olson, welcome to the Kindness Chronicles.
Welcome, Kelly Olson.
Thank you.
She also has her lovely husband, Eric Scott Olson.
Yeah, we're not sure if he's here to just protect her from our sarcasm.
Well, right now he's her driver.
Oh, it's good to have a driver. I always wanted a driver. Wouldn't that be great?
Oh, that would be
These
awesome.
we go back far with these guys, but welcome, Kelly.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming
great
down
to be
here.
here.
Eric, thanks for coming over here.
I would imagine this is a very busy time for you, and to take your time to come all the way out to the sticks of Matamidi. We certainly appreciate it. But next week,
pleasure.
big week.
Yeah, it's crazy time right now. Just tons of.
Move that closer. We want to hear you.
Yeah, it's the last, as my boss says, the last 10% push, but we're at about the last 2%. So it's kind of crazy.
That's great. And 3,000 or so
3,000 athletes, 10,000 coaches, and we're over 22,000 right now volunteers.
Oh, wow.
Yep. We'll have about 100,000 spectators over the course of the 6 days. So it's phenomenal.
So-
it's a lot of logistics.
Steve, you wanted to, before we get into the Special Olympics, you wanted to talk about the unique history that Kelly has had professionally.
Well, we want to give us your background, but there's some points here that we'll talk through that'll connect. But one of them is St. Thomas. One of them is my band, Johnny Clueless, and also the event industry, also Target. And
I actually have a question for you with a little piece of media to tee this question up.
Okay.
Here we go.
So, as a college student, tell me if this is right. You had the chance to.
Dearly beloved, we're gathered here today to get through this thing called sound check.
Had the chance to work on the opening ceremony for the 1991 Special Olympics.
Kelly, you were there?
Yes.
She was there for
Of
this.
Prince in the Metrodome. I'll let it play, but if there's just any recollections or fun memories that come to mind,
I
maybe
can tell
that
you,
can be your origin story.
I can, yes. I mean, it immediately. I'm just chilled. He's a legend. my very first assignment when I was working the opening ceremony or the gala, the opening ceremonies, was to find a piano for Prince to play.
What?
Yeah, I was 19 years old, and I worked at the TV studio at St. Thomas. That was my night job.
Really?
Yep. My major was television production, and a phone call came in. As now I am on the other side of, being in a different place, but where you start calling and getting PAs and runners and drivers, and so you're calling all the universities, and that phone call came into St. Thomas. And hey, here's what we're doing. Would you let everybody who's, that works there, that they want to do production and all that? Oh, you bet. I told no one. I marched my butt right up to that call and didn't tell anybody, which is probably not very kind, by the way. But I wanted it so bad. I just wanted to work on production so bad.
That's your opportunity. You got to take advantage of that stuff.
Yeah, so they did a big call at the Metrodome, actually, and there's 60 kids, college kids sitting in chairs, finding out if they're going to be a driver or a runner or this or that. And finally get to me, and I'm still sitting there, and they're like, so do you not have a spot? And I said, oh, I'd like to work with a producer because one day I would like to be a producer.
Wow.
And they're like,
19-year-old Kelly Olson.
So you're an opportunist.
What happened
That's
as
fantastic.
a kid to you to make you want that job?
well, I mean, I've always loved television, and
Me too.
I mean, truly, I was, the kid who stayed up late to watch Carson and,
Okay.
on the black and white TV
Did
kind of
were
thing.
you a Letterman fan too?
Oh,
Black
yeah.
and white TV.
Oh, yeah.
What are you,
Yeah.
70?
I know. I had a Zenith. It was orange and white, and it was black and white
Right?
until we upgraded to a Quasar.
Dude, you watched Carson as well. We all watched Carson as
But
kids.
she said watching it black and white.
Well, yeah.
I wasn't
know.
rich.
Oh, okay. There you go. Where'd you grow up?
Yeah.
Edina.
Oh, good for you. Did you really? You grew up in Edina with your black and white TV. I feel so bad for you. Oh, God.
That wasn't the right
Yeah,
answer.
I know. I realized that.
Yeah, you've heard that
Just
before.
as an FYI, that's the reaction that we get anytime the word Edina is mentioned. So.
Even my husband, who's not from here, he
knows.
scowls at me and he's
He
like, I
knows.
know what you. Yeah.
Where's husband from?
Yeah, where are you from, Eric?
I'm from Michigan originally.
And before we get to Kelly, you worked on the Jerry Springer show.
That's correct.
Could you just talk about that for a moment? That had to have been
sure.
quite an adventure.
I have some stories.
Well,
I do.
Oh, my God, yeah.
This is great.
Threesomes and then some became kind of
Yeah,
dinner
I coined
conversation.
the phrase threesomes and then some.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
So
he was a writer.
How did you were a writer for Jerry Springer?
I did the promos. So
Okay.
anytime it was next on Springer,
That
Jerry's
was-
shaking the freak tree and look who fell out.
God.
I'm telling you.
Honest to
Do we
goodness.
tell
group
them
here.
about our conjoined twin story?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Oh.
You start.
I can tell you in 210 episodes, we've never talked about conjoined twins. Let's hear it.
You want to tell it?
What?
Well, I get a call one day from Kelly. We're both at work. And by the way, at work, we are both waiting by the fax machine for the overnights to come in.
Sure.
So we
Cool.
can see, because this was a period where Jerry actually beat Oprah for like 2 weeks.
Once.
2 weeks.
We don't have to fight about it.
Anywho,
yeah.
But anyway, so I get a call, and she's telling me that the conjoined twins who were in Life magazine were in the office, and they were just adorable. They were just here in my office with me, and where they're running around. They're just so sweet. I said, no kidding. We had conjoined twins on today, too. And we got them a country western contract.
Oh, my goodness.
And we have had footage of them driving in the back of a convertible around Nashville.
yeah. So we had much in common.
Yes.
Just
Parallel.
perhaps.
Parallel lives.
Yes. Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay. Well, enough
Two
about
roads.
conjoined twins.
Let's go. Just go St. Thomas and move us through how
Yeah.
you got into. We got the Special Olympics part, which we'll get back to that later. But we want to kind of hear about your Oprah experience, at least how you got in there. How did that work?
So I actually sent in a resume before I had graduated from St. Thomas. There was a gentleman at the university. I remember his name was Mike. I apologize, Mike, if you're out there. And he had a contact at Harpo. So he at least gave me someone to send my resume to 2 years later, at this point, I've graduated. I'm living in LA. I am working for Vin DiBona doing America's Funniest People because the woman I worked for at Special Olympics was now producing out in LA and gave me my first job. Wow. Hey, so while I was working on that, then again, I was recommended to work on Super Bowl halftime show. And so I went and did that. And that was just ending. And the World Cup LA also, so that would have still been 91, 94. Yeah.
I think 94.
Yeah, you're right, 94. So I worked that, and then my mom called and said, "You got a phone call from the Oprah Winfrey Show." Again, it had been 2 years since I had sent in a resume. I'm now living in LA, and she's like, "You might want to call her back." I said, "Okay." So I did, and they flew me out for an interview, and World Cup ended like July 15th, and I started at Oprah August 1st.
Wow.
So you guys
I was
moved
there
to
for
Chicago.
6 years. Well, we didn't know each other yet.
Oh, okay.
We were both still single. And yeah, I moved to Chicago as soon as that was over. And then I was on the show for 6 years. And then we met after the first year on a blind date.
Wow.
Set up by an Oprah producer. Yeah.
But you were working in tandem at the same time. We didn't realize it, or was that?
No,
That was later.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
got it,
so
got
we
it.
have a blind date. Then over the course of the year,
Sparks
then
fly.
he ends up being over at Springer, and I'm at Oprah.
But Jerry Springer wasn't a Harpo production, was it?
No.
Okay.
No,
I
but
was
it's
gonna
all
say, he did-
closely-
we had Dr. Phil and a couple of those.
No, it was a hot potato. We had
Hot
a lot
potato.
of owners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was all in the same area of
Understood.
the city area.
Understood.
Right? It was really close.
Oh
together.
yeah.
I
They
think
were
we walked-
downtown on Michigan, and we were in the warehouse district.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was Oprah like?
She was truly one of the most gifted.
Yeah.
I mean, truly, just her mind, her business sense, her sense to surround herself with people who were smarter than her with contracts or this or that, and then she would bring in this whole other flavor. I believe, because I was 25 or whatever, it really had a huge impact on my value system and the kind of TV I wanted to do or what I wanted to do, because she was just so inspiring. I mean, we used to say she could sit and read the phone book and you would just be mesmerized.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just nothing like
Well, and had great
hearing her.
authors on and just good topics that were
I'm
mind-
so old, there was no Oprah.com yet. How about that?
funny.
Yeah.
Well, she was very driven. I've seen stuff about her where she was.
Well,
as a local
most billionaires
Chicago-
are.
No, but even before that, when she was just a reporter, like she was just
Yep.
driven. She
Oh,
knew
yeah.
what she wanted, and that's so
Well,
cool.
and as a woman, it was also phenomenal to have to see someone who she owned the studio. The only person who had owned a studio before that was Mary Pickford. She just was smart in owning her brand and the buildings, and she was good to her people. So I honestly, I'm not covering anything. I couldn't speak more highly of her.
That's
really.
wonderful.
Yeah, that's a nice story.
Would she know me if she saw me on the street? Absolutely not. But that's all right.
But you got to interact with her.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
very cool. What was Jerry Springer like?
Exactly the same.
Was he really? No, not at all.
No,
No.
he's a great guy.
That's
was
what
a
I'd
great
heard.
guy. Very
was.
smart. He really mostly just cared about the news, particularly politics and sports. And very smart man. He testified before Congress at age 19 to get
Oh.
the voting age changed.
Wow.
Yeah, he was an aide to Bobby Kennedy
Okay.
Really?
during that campaign. Yeah, he
and
was
then he
knew?
was the mayor of Cincinnati or something.
mayor of Cincinnati. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was a very good guy. He was plugged into that. He was supposed to be the next Phil Donahue, and that wasn't rating. So they took a turn.
Phil.
And you know what? It worked.
Yeah.
It absolutely
Oh, yeah.
worked.
It's
And
a-
he had a healthy sense of what his show was all about and laughed about it.
Yeah.
He knew what he was offering up, and that was what he did. It was
Jerry was the everyman.
Yeah.
So he said what we were thinking, and that's what made the show work.
and didn't he always end the show with some kind of a Jerry's take?
Final thought.
Right.
Jerry's
That
final
was
thought.
it.
Eric, did you write some of that?
I did a couple for him.
Cool.
But he had many Emmys. He was a newscaster in Cincinnati before he was mayor.
Yeah.
And he would do political commentary, and he had Emmys for those. And that was those little commentaries were the embryonic state of the what would become the Jerry's final thoughts.
I love that because it adds the wisdom at the end. It takes like the absurdity of it all, but then puts a bow on it as best you can.
Exactly.
So this era is around when I interacted with you guys. So we can't go any further without talking about your brother Tim. So Tim Groves was a fan of my band. He and his
he was the one.
yeah.
Oh, why
he's the
would
one
I
that
say
connected
that?
us all. And he just was like, what can I do to help? He was just such a
That's
great
cool.
And he still
spirit.
is,
He
yeah.
still is. He just was like, what can I do to help make you elevate you guys? He goes, I have a sister in Chicago, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how that was. He was like trying to figure out how you could help us. But
I'm like, we don't do bands on Oprah.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know how this worked, but he said, well, what about Jenny Jones? Because they did have, I saw G Love and Special Sauce and some other like regional bands, but I'm like, wow, they have bands as the interstitials and, you know, as they get to feature a song and then they play the on and off. And so I was like, that's crazy. And he goes, well, let me see if I can. So he worked this whole thing, submitted our stuff, and then these guys helped. I'm not
I
sure.
feel like you did a lot of that.
Yeah,
like
so
work.
we shared a studio with Jenny Jones.
Yeah.
Not a studio. We shared a control room. Our
Yes.
studios were adjacent.
Yes.
So, yeah, I walked into the Jenny Jones office from the Jerry Springer office and said, hey, I need someone to do me a favor. And they're very cool about it.
Yeah. And so we got our chance to go on. They liked us, and they must have taken a good, you know, your credibility to go, yeah, okay, they'll be okay. Let's try them.
And you had such great hair.
So
I mean, who wouldn't want that?
So we went on, and it was the craziest experience. Even though, yes, it's Jenny Jones. The theme was geek to chic, and they had people that were really nerdy that became cool. Blah blah blah.
And where did you fall into that
well,
hierarchy?
we were a side. We were a side piece. We were literally playing in the commercial break. So they ran the show as if it was live. So we were like the Letterman band, and we played.
I was going to say that was before the days of
yeah.
having all the side bands.
Yeah, so then we got to feature a song.
And
we played
Tainted Love.
we played Tainted. We played her twice. They liked us so much, we went back. We played "You're My Flavor" from the "You're My Flavor" album. Anyway, that's how I know these guys. And not only did we do that, but we stayed at their house that night or that weekend, or not, maybe it's another time, because I think we stayed in a hotel. Anyway, we stayed with these guys. They're little kids. We're sleeping on their floor. They bought us all this Chinese food.
Hopefully it was fun for you.
Oh my God, we had a blast.
We never really met. I didn't really know them, but it was through Tim, her brother.
Yeah.
And then through just their kindness
So wait
of
a
helping
second.
us.
So you invited this band
Yes.
from Minneapolis
That's so nice
into
of
your
you.
home.
Yeah.
And you had children at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
Pretty
That
young
is-
kids.
Speaking of the Kindness Chronicles.
I know.
Or maybe the Crazy Chronicles.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a list of people that I need to continue to help to thank for stuff like that, especially in Chicago. We had people that would let us stay at their place all the time.
Let's
anyway,
get
I know.
to
I'm telling
Kelly.
you, that's
for
how I know
God's
That's
sake.
very kind.
That's
It's
where
a
this
great
came
story.
from.
No, it's a
Thank
wonderful
you.
story.
Thank you, Jeff. See?
Well, and here you are
Yeah.
on the number 2 rated. What is it in the world?
In kindness podcast.
There's 3
Yeah.
kindness
favorite.
podcasts.
There's
but we're
30 of
number
them,
2.
So I have a much more list of questions. I've kind of given you these, but we don't have to get through all of them by
Can
any
we
means.
get to the first one?
But we kind of did. We want to get her background story, your origin story. But I kind of want to know more about Special Olympics. So I want to know. There's
Well,
lots
let me clarify that what I'm working on right now is the 2026 Special Olympics USA Games.
Yeah.
And so that is unique in and of itself. So like
Yeah, this is a big
like
deal.
as we call the 5 rings, which is the big Olympics,
Yeah.
like that, it is every 4 years. And so every state has representation. So there's a Special Olympics Minnesota organization. There's one in all the states. It's international, but every 4 years there's a USA Games. And then those who qualify from these games will actually go on to Santiago, Chile for the 2027 World
Wow.
Games.
Cool.
So it's a big deal.
I know it is.
It's a really big deal. It's a real honor. So
I saw
But I say-
Demi
but I say that's
Lovato
just the difference.
is opening up.
she is.
We went from Prince and then now we're
Well, we
Demi.
needed 2 to. So we have Demi and we have John Batiste.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yes.
Yep.
So it is.
How do you get those people?
You have an unbelievable booker named Cindy Morey, who
Okay.
was my co-AP at Oprah 25 years
it all
ago.
goes back.
Yeah, you know what we need is a booker.
You need a bookie, John.
Yeah, well, I have one of those.
That's different. Yeah. So you keep. This is crazy. There's people
Yeah.
keep That's why you know it was sort of meant to be for you, right? To do this.
Yes. So, like I said, I worked on the 91 when I was in college, and that solidified, in my opinion, that this is what I want to do. I want to, stay in television and do live events and all this. 25 years later now, I have gone from Chicago and LA to New York, and now I'm back in Minneapolis.
I'm a bit of a 91 was 35 years later.
Yes, 35 years. But when she and I worked together, then
okay. I was going to say, so
25
you did go to
years,
St. Thomas.
I
You didn't take
did.
those math classes. Like I didn't take them either.
Yeah, don't try to do math.
So when I thought I wanted to be an accountant, similar to your testing scores, Sam, I went, oh, numbers may not be my bag.
Marketing, maybe.
Yeah.
Kelly, of all the events you've done, it doesn't have to be the most successful or largest, but is there ever an event you've produced where you quietly said to yourself, this is why I do what I do?
This one. This is a pinnacle for
fun.
me. This is a lot. I mean, this is probably the largest event I've done at this stage in my career.
So where is the opening ceremony?
So the opening ceremonies are at Huntington Bank Stadium.
Oh, cool.
On Saturday the 20th.
Okay.
And you can buy tickets.
Just hoping for good weather.
Yes. And closing ceremonies are on the 26th, also at Huntington Bank Stadium.
Wow.
Wonderful.
But,
Why is it so meaningful for you, though?
it is. So I also have family members who are intellectually disabled and grew up with them my whole life. So I didn't know any different. So when I first became involved, it was a little bit of, oh, I know the community and I am a family member. But you go to one event, you go to, like, one of your questions you had asked me before was, what is something that just turned the corner for you? And it's something that everybody should do if they get the opportunity. Please go watch a game. Go watch, and in my opinion, a unified game, just because I think that's so interesting, where one player is intellectually disabled and the other player is not, and they pair together and they play on the same field, and it is the most beautiful thing to watch. And I went to the basketball championships this year, and it was just you're just moved. You just really are, because you're like, God, we're all the
daughters
same.
and wife have come home after volunteering just in tears and in a happy way, but just like that felt so great, and they were sharing stories. And so, it gives
It's
me
like celebration of human spirit, right? It's just human spirit.
There's nothing but joy in their face, and they're so happy that you're doing this, and you just want to say, oh, I'm getting so much more back.
Yeah.
Well, last week we posted our Selfless Scholar program, and I am a sucker for anybody that's involved in those unified sports. That and the person that, of course, my lunchroom trauma that I must have had as a youngster. The person that sits lunchroom, how lonely a lunchroom can be when you're in high school. But the unified thing, so it's they have these programs in just about every high school, as far as I know. And
it's the fastest growing program within Special Olympics right now is the Unified
Is that right?
Play Mission. Yep. Which is highly supported and by ESPN. So they are helping get that word out.
So is that part of the Special Olympics then? They have unified programs?
So there are 16 sports that'll be played, and 13 of those are also being played as unified teams.
Really?
Yeah.
And the unified volunteer, they're often athletes, right?
Oh, yes. So you might have, your JV basketball kid is also on the unified team.
Yeah.
That's great. And it's phenomenal. I see their athletic partners getting as much or more out of it.
For sure.
It just says a lot about the person.
And it's a huge production. Just from what I've seen, Kelly showed me our team what's going to happen. It's huge.
So what sports? If I was to buy tickets to go, what sports would you suggest that I would find the most entertaining?
I thought basketball was awesome.
Okay.
Soccer is going to be huge, but there are 2 new sports that were added this year:
Okay.
cornhole
Oh no.
and pickleball.
Oh wow.
So I think I would probably maybe want to see one of those.
That's very fun.
Yeah.
And the venues are all over the Twin Cities?
All the sporting events will be held on either the U of M campus in the various buildings,
Yep.
or up at National Sports Center in Blaine.
Blaine, very cool.
Yep. Yep. So, yeah, and up there in Blaine, we also have fan zones. So
And
that's
what
our
is the-
Frederickson fan zone.
So I'm helping on this. And what is our event called? What on Sunday and
So
Monday next
you
week?
are volunteering. By the way, did he tell you what his role is?
No.
I didn't.
Can I
Can
share?
I didn't know if I could. I don't know.
Sure, go ahead.
You tell him.
All right. He's going to be buddies with our celebrity DJ, Jimmy Jam.
Oh, awesome.
I'm going to be his guy.
He's going to be
Like
his guy.
The Jimmy Jam?
Yeah, the Jimmy Jam.
That's so cool, Steve.
So that event is called the ESPN Unified Sports Challenge, and it's something that they actually started in 2013. ESPN's VP of Community Relations had started it as a way, really, for sponsors to get involved and get down on the field. But this is the first time we are sort of flipping it on its head and making it really about the unified pair. So what we've done is we've taken a unified pair and given them a professional athlete coach.
How wonderful.
Yeah.
So we have 16 professional athletes from around the country.
Super
I've got
cool.
Jalen Suggs to Josh Metellus, Grace Zumwinkle, who's gold winner hockey player here locally.
Yeah.
I don't know who any of these people are. But
Grace
that's good.
Zumwinkle plays for the Frost.
For the Frost.
Okay, well that way I won't be starstruck when I see the athletes because I
Yeah,
don't
she
really
was
know
an
who they are.
Olympian.
Yeah.
But Jimmy Jam, he's my guy.
Of course. So
I
you
know who he
try and
is.
get a gig with Flight Time Studios? Is that the...
No, but I think that's so cool that these athletes are joining up and connecting and being a part of this because it's part of the draw.
It's really, really fantastic. And one of you was talking about the schools that support and how big of a program Unified Play has become. So there are schools called Unified Champion Schools or Unified Champion Banner Schools. And those are schools that have taken unified sports, but then expanded it into the curriculum, into other areas besides just being on a sports team.
Wow.
And so all of our players, all of our unified pairs are coming from a unified team here in Minnesota.
Really?
Yeah.
Very
So it's
neat.
very cool.
There's another connection that we have. So aside from St. Thomas, aside from the band, Kelly and I both worked at Target.
Oh.
During the
And-
golden
You know,
days.
I worked at Target,
Yeah.
but in a very different capacity. I was stocking shelves and
That's
managing
important.
Managing a
Important.
place.
I
though. He
was,
managing
yeah.
a store. Him and his wife. That's how they met.
T661 out in Wilmer. Store manager, baby. Yeah.
Love
been
that.
there.
We've been to that one.
Have you been to T180? North Minneapolis. That was my first store.
I don't think so.
Yeah, T180, T820, T661. I've been at all of them.
That's yeah.
T240.
So we both found ourselves both working at Target at the same time. I was there for 10 years. You were there for
4.
Probably okay, yeah. But we crossed over and it was crazy. And Eric is in the production world. He was actually working with Media Loft and a bunch of other companies at the same time. So we crossed paths too. These guys can't get rid of me, basically.
Clearly.
It's our greatest thing. We're like, oh, where's Steve now?
It's so
Yeah.
great.
You're always the
It's-
first call.
Where in the world is Steve Brown?
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah, he's in a
So,
basement.
Truly,
He's
you
out of
say,
town.
and because people don't just say Steve, I mean, it's kind of like Eric. They'll say
Right.
Eric Scott Olson. Everybody says Steve Brown.
Since I was a kid.
That's so
I
funny
think
to
it's
me
a Charlie Brown
because
thing or something.
I was at a wedding and someone knew you and said, "Isn't Browner on your podcast?" So
Yeah.
That's my brother's nickname.
No,
Okay.
Dan is Browner.
Yeah, Browner.
but I sit in a room and that's when 5 people go, "Oh my God, I know him. I know him. I know
Yeah.
him."
It's because of the podcast now, right?
Exactly.
Oh, sure.
Number
So-
2.
So we crossed paths and kept connected during the events.
You're not
world.
creeping on her.
No, but as you can see,
That's why
this
Eric is here.
She is here. Yeah.
Good decision, man.
No, you can see this is why.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted her
He's
to
been
come
so
on.
excited to have you on.
I
It's
didn't
just,
think you'd want
Aw.
to come here though. That's what was surprised me. This is
I'm like,
so
I
Where
great.
do
want
you guys
the
live
whole
now? Don't
experience.
tell me you live in Edina.
No, we sold our house after 20 years
Yeah?
and moved downtown to an apartment.
Which apartment?
Expo,
Okay.
right
Oh,
behind.
My son just moved into Foremark on 4th and Marquette.
oh, that's a nice one.
It's cool.
I
Yeah.
saw your Instagram and I saw a picture that said "Getting older doesn't suck," and you were on your and it
On my
looked like a
balcony?
cool view.
The
Yeah,
view
sorry,
is
John always
incredible.
thinks I'm creeping out on people,
Oh, God,
but I'm
no.
just doing my research.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the 4th of July because that was
Yes.
we've only been in an apartment for a year.
They overlook the city from the north side, looking.
So cool.
Looking south. It's
Fun.
incredible. Okay.
But you're talking about going from 4-bedroom house to a
It's a big change.
1,200 square feet after
You don't
30
have
years.
a lawn to cut. Think about
Exactly. No gutters.
how easy.
It's like
know.
living
No
at
shoveling.
a hotel
Yeah.
in many ways.
It's beautiful.
It really is.
Have you gotten to know your neighbors too? And
We're
are-
starting to.
Okay.
Yeah. They're starting to invite us to things.
Fun.
So
It's kind of the dream. This is what me and my wife want to do at some point.
Yeah.
We got a long time, but do you have a dog, by the way? Do you have to bring a
2.
dog downstairs?
we have 2.
Do you have to bring him down? and
But
everything?
there's 2 huge dog runs
Dog
on the
park.
roof.
Okay, there you go.
So you can go to the rooftop east or the rooftop west.
Wow.
That
Do they
is-
call it the,
I love
it.
Do they call it the woof top, like a dog?
They do.
That's why
Yeah,
she
that's what I just said.
Oh, I thought you
Rooftop.
just accidentally
You
said
thought
that.
maybe she has
No, there is clever,
clever. I know she's really
clever
clever.
branding.
She's a bit Elmer Fudd in that way.
We're going to the rooftop. Who's going to the rooftop?
So I want to focus on Scott for a second.
Okay.
Or Scott.
Scott.
Now I call him Scott.
Eric Scott.
Eric Scott. Eric. You've known your wife since the Chicago days.
Yep.
On a blind date. You've seen her transform through so many different careers and so many evolutions. What do you think is her secret? Superpower. Yeah. What's her secret?
I think a couple things, actually. The first is that everybody loves her immediately. So she can walk into any group or team or whatever,
Yep.
and it's cohesive.
And that's important.
It is.
It matters.
Well, and especially if you're going between industries as well as companies, right? So she's worked at Target. She's
Yeah.
worked at MSP Magazine. She worked at Mall of America in PR there for a while.
That's right.
She can literally step into any environment and just lead and win and succeed.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're
Do
right.
you have anything nice to say
So
about your
nice.
husband?
He's literally
He's got great hair.
the most brilliant writer I have
very
ever
smart.
known. There is
Look at
nothing
this.
that he
this
can't
is-
write. That
you know,
I
actually,
Would you
this
guys
is
step
this is
out for a
marriage
minute?
counseling. Yeah.
What a nice
exactly.
compliment. Yeah.
We haven't been in the same room this long in a while.
I would agree. I just have seen some of the stuff he's done, but I just need to. John was going to want me to show you this. This is a book that John wrote with his friend. He's also an author.
Why are we showing him that book?
I don't know, because you're a writer. I don't know.
Well, not really. I mean, when you read it, you'll see how he's not a writer, but
I'm sure it's great.
it's clever. It
looks
is clever. It's a grammar book, but that's not what this show is about
Sorry.
tonight.
I had to. I
But
figured if I
thank
didn't
you.
show
Yeah,
him,
you
you
can
would say
see
He's
something.
proud
so.
of you.
Oh, thank
Aw,
you.
I am proud of
thank
you,
you.
John.
Steve Brown.
Nice.
Very proud of you.
I know the world of entertainment and production can be kind of volatile. So, looking back over your life, was there ever a crossroads, either maybe each of you could answer this, crossroads where you weren't sure what was next and what person or experience helped guide you through it? Can you think of a story?
9/11.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was going to
Yeah.
say. And anthrax.
Yeah. So I left the Oprah show in 2000 and was pregnant with our second child and was just going to take some time off. And then I had an opportunity to go and produce a show in New York with Barbara Walters and Bill Getty for Jan Van Zant, who was a regular on the Oprah show. So, it was kind of Susie had her show at that point. Phil had his show. She wanted her show. So Barbara came in and did that. And so I ended up going to New York and doing that for a few months. And then Warner Brothers was our parent company, and they got somebody sent in, or you did, or whatever, his writing samples, and they said, "We saw your husband's work. We'd like your whole family to move here, and we'd like him to be the show writer, and you can produce." And because at that point he was still in Chicago with the kids, I was in New York doing it, and he said, "Okay." So we all moved to New York, and the show started the week of 9/11.
No.
And so that was crazy. But we were like, you know what, though? We'll get through this. We'll get through this. And it wasn't until anthrax started making its way around New York in various letters. Dan Rather had gotten a letter.
right. Yep.
And it would be like walking those stairs. Like we walked past Dan's office every day to get to our studio. And so we were walking down on 57th from the subway, and we both looked, and there was just 10, 15 cameras just pointed up at the building. And we said,
Satellite trucks lining the road.
yeah. And we just looked
my
at each
God.
other, and Eric goes, "It's here." And so we walked in, and sure enough, verified that anthrax was here. And we just said to each other, we don't think we can stay anymore. We're the only married couple on the staff. We have 2 babies. If something happens to one of us in this office, it'll happen to both of us. And then what happens? So we sort of got ourselves together and promptly marched upstairs and said, we love you. We'll take you through sweeps, but we got to get out of here. You know, we got a family and all that. And it was at that moment, we said, you can take we had 3-year deals and said, you can sue us. You can take everything, but our little minivan so that we can get to where we're going. And they were like, oh God, no. Like, I mean, no one knew what was going on at that time. Everything was crazy. So they were like, of course, we're not going to hold you to that. So we did. We, that right after Thanksgiving, we loaded up the van and went back.
Middle of the night.
Yep. Went back to Chicago, sold the house there much quicker than we anticipated. So then we called my folks who were living up here and said, we think we might come to Minnesota. What do you think? And they said, come on up. And so we sat for 5 months without jobs. And it was at that moment that we both decided, okay, I've been on the other side of the pitch for 10 years. Maybe I will go into PR and be the pitch and help people shape their stories. And so I did that. And then Eric said, you know, he'd been writing TV, so maybe he would start writing creative and speeches. And so we both just kind of took our experience, parlayed it into the next chapter. And that's sort of how we got our feet under ourselves in Minneapolis.
Real quick, where did you go to school, Eric?
I went to Northwestern.
Oh, good for you. Of course
that was
you
coming.
did. And I'm guessing it wasn't the one in St. Paul.
There's one in St. Paul.
It's like electrical school.
No,
It's a good school in St. Paul.
It's a great school. It's a wonderful school.
Yeah,
Don't get
I
me
have no
wrong.
Not the Billy Graham one, right? Is that what you're talking
Our
about?
freshman year, we're taught to put down other schools. I apologize.
Yeah, you know what?
That's the Kindness
kind of
Chronicles
like how
way,
that's what she learned at Edina as
Exactly.
well. But
That's why I got Kindness Chronicles, not you.
oh, that's well done. Did you know Elaine Bennis? Was she there when you were there, or was she there before you?
She was
Julia
before,
Louis
and she did not
Dreyfus.
graduate.
I know she didn't. But
Brad did.
Brad Hall did. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys, you just dropped the name Brad, like you might know Brad, and I am enamored with people who've crossed paths with famous people.
Yeah, he likes
Who are
famous
the kindest
Here we go.
famous people
Yeah.
that you've ever encountered?
Easy for me.
Okay.
Meryl Streep is the kindest
people. Really?
actress I've ever.
Like a real
So where
person.
did you
Yeah.
where did you
At the
interact
Oprah
with,
show.
At the Oprah show.
Yep.
Okay.
Everyone was probably on Oprah. I mean,
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot of my interactions certainly were from there. Yeah. No, she was I don't know, promoting a movie or something at the time. And she had her girls at the time were teenagers. And she just could not have been more amazing. And at that point, you take your guest out to their car, you get them, and off they go. Thank you for the show. And she gets in her car. They pull away. She makes the car back up, rolls down the window, and is like, Kelly, oh my God, we almost left without saying thank you. And you're so amazing. And I just went, are you kidding me?
See,
I watched an Oprah episode with Meryl on it, I believe, and she was talking about pesticides in fruit. Do you remember that
I
one?
don't
Okay,
remember
I
that.
think it was her.
You know, that right there is typical Jeff. I don't know where he comes up with
I
this
don't know
stuff.
how I remembered it, but I'm like, Meryl Streep is definitely like protecting America.
that
with
never
don't
happened,
eat bad
Jeff.
pesticides. I can edit that
Literally
out
never
too.
happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's
Eric,
easy for me.
Eric, how about you?
Eric's met a lot of people
Well,
too.
yeah, a lot of the celebrities I met don't fit with the vibe of
Of
Kindness Chronicles.
Yeah.
But,
we could talk about them
but
on
Sir
the
Richard-
Krabby Chronicles.
Yeah, exactly. Sir Richard Branson
really?
got to meet.
Yes.
So
Oh, interesting.
when they when Virgin decided to do nonstop to Chicago, they wanted to promote it and they wanted to do an in-flight movie that was based at Springer. And so
Okay.
I got to write that. And so I got to put words in his mouth and Jerry's mouth and the security
Cool.
guys.
And then
it was a
play it
blast.
on
And it played on,
Virgin for years.
It did.
oh, that's
Cool.
fun.
Wow.
What was the movie called?
Well, the
Like an in-flight.
In-flight promo,
I see.
dude.
I see.
the premise was we're doing a show called Love Is in the Air.
Okay.
Oh.
And then a fight breaks out, obviously.
Okay. Oh, I see. With the Jerry's.
He's like, obviously.
There's a
That's
couple
really
surprises
clever.
thrown in.
I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I for some reason I get People magazine, like it just shows up. I don't pay for it, but it just shows up. And you know, it seems like the most successful people are the ones that are the kindest. It's sort of like we got nothing to prove. And as a result of that, you know, I mean, I've heard stories about Oprah just being very generous, and we're not sure what happened to Ellen. You know, she likes to play the kind person, but apparently in real life things are, but we're not going to talk about that
Even
stuff.
I was surprised by some of those stories. So, yeah.
Well, it's I will say, to connect it in the rock and roll world, the band, especially the longer the band's been around, the cooler they are, but they're insulated by crabby people or like really protective people. But once you get past them, like the Cheap Trick guys are the nicest people. The roadies were kind of tough to us, and like, you know, but it feels like that's kind of the case. The longer someone's been famous, the probably the kinder they get, because
I would think the lessons they learn
There's
of
no
like
pressure
being nasty gets you nowhere.
Oh yeah, yeah. Can I sort of bring this back to Special Olympics a little bit, or the Special
I wish
Olympics
you
stuff?
would.
So there's a question for Kelly.
I love you guys. Can I come like every day?
Yeah, got to get your driver here too.
Kelly, you'll discover very small doses. This gets real irritating after a
I
while.
have to edit the stuff because I get really crabby by the end of my edit sessions.
So Kelly, you've been a part of major productions, live events, TV productions, you know, with everything you can think of, and all the famous people that John obviously always wants to hear about. What makes an event or a production truly matter to you? When it comes down to it, why you want to do it, and sometimes you just have to do the work. But when something comes together really well, like some things you've done in the past, what do you think it is that makes it matter?
I think there's a couple of things for me. One is, who is the audience? Who am I doing this for? Am I doing it for a big corporate client, or am I doing it for a community of people or an issue that I care about? So that makes a big difference. And then who I'm working with. And I'm not saying this because it's the next thing on my docket, but I have never worked with so many phenomenal event professionals than I have on this project.
Really?
Yeah. And everybody has been around the block many, many times.
See, that's what makes, when you're working with really pros, it's like you can move
There is
mountains.
a shorthand. There is a, you know what? This may not be the way we would have done it, but it doesn't matter. It started that way. So now let's fix it and let's get going.
And I learned that with Target Productions. Sometimes the bigger the project, you have everyone's responsible for the thing. You can kind of just, it's a big machine and it moves really, really fast in a different way.
Yep.
I was going to say, in fact, you love this so much. You went from starting as a volunteer for this, right?
Yeah.
Like just within this half
10
year.
months ago. Yeah.
And now that you're a full-time employee. Right?
Well, a contractor, but yeah.
But you
so I
went from
started
just
by coming on just to produce the ESPN Unified Sports Challenge, and just within a few weeks, then asked if I would also work on the programming for all of the fan fests and fan
What an
zones.
amazing turn of, you're still the same person that showed up 19 and said, I want to be a producer, so I'll just wait until the producer. And now look at, I mean, you're just sitting there going, I want to volunteer, and like, maybe you should be a producer. That's so cool.
It has really been so it's been a rough couple of years, right? Like, I mean, I got laid off. Eric got laid off a month later, year and a half ago, and we were both like, "Oh, what is going on? What are we going to do?" And then this came, and I just it has just filled me up.
You guys just keep reinventing. You have skills, obviously, really sellable skills, but you're just, I love it. You're just open to take on. Here we go. Here's what's coming next. And
if somebody believes I can do it, or somebody believes I can give it a shot, absolutely.
So
even if I don't totally know what I'm doing.
And this could be for either of the two of you too, but on that topic of someone sees that they believe in you, who saw something in you before you fully saw it in yourself? A mentor, a coach, someone that meant a lot
Jeff,
to you.
your questions are so lovely.
I love
he's been watching
Isn't
Oprah.
he just
I know.
love?
I
Yes,
do. I
this
love
is very Oprah.
Because I never get to talk about this stuff.
I know,
That's
it's
great.
awesome.
A woman named Catherine Hoven, who was the producer of the Special Olympics ABC Primetime Gala Special. I stayed in touch with her for the next 2 years while I was in school, and she ultimately called me and said, I got a job for you. I started to take it. And she went, I'm reneging that job. She said, you're going to finish school. I had like a semester left. And she said, no, I'm not going to do that. I promise you'll have one waiting. And I graduated, and 2 weeks later I drove to LA and I was the receptionist. And within 3 months I was working on Super Bowl 28 halftime
Wow.
show.
If she were listening, what would you want her to know right now?
What a profound impact she made in my confidence. I would have oh my gosh. I would pick up the phone and call the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal with no qualms because of what I had went through with her. Yeah, I'm like, hey, if I can get Prince, if I can get him the right piano and I'm talking to Red White and I know the secret code to get into the, back phone area so that when you call, you get to the right. It was just what I learned. It was crazy. But strangely enough, I looked her up just this last week on Facebook and sent a message. I haven't, it looked like she hadn't really checked Facebook in quite some time, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But I told her that. I said, 35 years ago, you gave me this opportunity and I am now standing.
I love that.
I was an intern and here we are. I said, I am now producing probably one of the biggest events that I've ever produced by myself. So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, wait till she hears this episode. I'm sure she's a listener.
I'm
if
sure.
everyone is. We're the number
well,
2
LA
broadcast,
is hot. I hope this gets all the way there.
It goes everywhere. It goes everywhere.
They need kindness out there.
Eric, what would you say is someone who believed in you or gave you that same kind of chance? Like said, hey, come here,
If
kid.
you say Kelly, we're going to ask you to leave.
My story, I wish it was as touching as hers, but so I make my living writing now. I write speeches, I write thought
So who do you
pieces,
write
all of
speeches for?
that. Executives, C-suite
Okay.
executives mostly.
Well, we'll have to talk.
C-suite.
It's an important distinction.
He's
to
an
them.
executive
No, it
over
is.
here.
Yeah. Right.
But I had never had a writing class in my life. In college, I took a screenwriting class.
Okay. Must have been fun.
But so I didn't understand I had an aptitude beyond what normal people have as an aptitude for writing. And then I got the Jerry Springer job, and people were always laughing, and I kept them laughing. And then it wasn't until Bill Geddes from the Ayanla show, he came to town to do a focus group, and he invited me over to the focus group at the Wrigley building. And we watched the people with the little dials and all that stuff. And so he's talking about the job, and he wants to give me the job. And he turns to me at one point and he says, I mean, you're a writer, right? That's what you do. I'm like, mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Boom.
I am.
Good one.
Yep.
And that's a lesson we taught our kids too. It's like that the answer, if someone asks if you can do something, is absolutely. And trust yourself enough to know you'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Awesome.
not quite as touching, but there's a scene in Boiler Room when Ben Affleck is trying to pump up
Jesus.
the Wall Street guys.
Here he goes.
There's an important phrase we use here. I think it's time you all learned it. Act as if. Do you understand what that means? Act as if you are the fucking president of this firm, okay? Act as if. And to do that properly, you need to at least look the part.
Jeff, I feel like you might watch too much TV.
No, he just remembers too
And the
much
wrong
TV.
stuff.
Life imitates art. So what can
No,
I say?
I'm with you. I think that's important to give your kids that understanding that, first of all, if someone believes in you, just go with it. Because I had the same thing. Someone said, "Oh yeah, you could do that," and I'm like, "You think I can?" Then you go, "Oh, okay." If he thinks I can,
Right.
if she thinks like I can do it,
Yeah, they would never put their reputation on the line
Yeah.
if they think I can't
someone
do
did that
it.
to me too.
Yeah.
But
I've been faking it for 35 years. What are you talking about?
But yeah, the other thing is,
Yeah, I could do that.
yeah, fake it till you make it. But I will say the caveat is you have to be in the kind of in the range of what you're into. If it's
definitely,
yeah, it has to be what you're interested in.
Right.
But that's all. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can do that, and then figure it out, and you will be surprised how much you learn, even if it isn't what you end up doing. That you'll get some bit of a skill out of it.
And
it's-
if you have the attitude that I can do this, I can figure this out, it's amazing how much stress evaporates.
yeah.
Because you're not worried about the outcome. You're trusting yourself. You'll know what to do when you get there.
You're actually creating a neural pathway.
Well,
believe
just
it
to
or
be
not.
clear, that did not
a
work
great
for me
point,
in that
Steve.
biology class. I can do this. No, I couldn't do it.
Well, because it wasn't in your field.
Clearly, it was not. I was not biology major material.
I will also say another lesson for kids and people that are going into the workforce. 20-something kids of mine. I keep telling them, and you're kind of an example of this, Kelly. It is people. You have to have a network. You have to be talking to people because you had a great experience with someone, and now they will look for you. Go, oh yeah, I wonder what a great experience they had with Kelly. I gotta find that Kelly person. Where's that Kelly? Because she was great. That is a really important thing, to be visible, keep connected with people, because you're not having to send a resume. It's like they know you. They know
you know
your abilities.
a great proof point of that. Kelly had a meeting with all of her lead volunteers.
Oh, yeah.
And tell them who was represented there. I mean, all the different jobs and neighbors and.
Oh, yeah. Well, you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
Who all did I have?
Your
there?
neighbors were there.
You had
Jenny from.
Deb.
Yeah, they went back to Mall of America days, Neighbor, MSP Mag,
So you're
Target.
all the different crazy experiences with people you've had, and
Yeah,
when,
and,
when Kelly calls, they still show up.
and no one had to think about it. Every single one was like, "Oh yeah, I'm there. I'm there." And it was. I'm so fortunate.
Well, okay, so
this is one of the longest days of the year, but we would like to let these people drive back to Minneapolis before the sun goes down.
I'm sure Kelly has a million calls waiting for us. He's going to get in the car.
No,
That's
this
why
is
Eric's
good.
driving.
This is good.
No,
got a lot of
but
stuff to do.
you know, in all sincerity, we're grateful for both of you guys to come.
Yeah.
I was creeping on you on LinkedIn, and Joe Brandmeier.
Yeah.
Do you guys know Joe? Joe is a producer. He's done documentaries. Joe and Joan Steffen were
Design on a Dime.
They were guests on our
They came down
on the
here.
podcast. Lovely
I was going to say
people.
that's another good human, good
As
humans.
good as they get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is funny when I saw that and I thought, oh, you producer people are all sort of in the same, I didn't even know what that meant before.
It's a crazy skill. You have to have a huge wide range. Right?
Honest to God, think about
Which is great for my ADHD, by the way.
but event production is so like, you go to a Gopher football game. And when you realize what goes into producing a football game with the halftime show and
oh my God,
it's insanity.
Yeah,
it's intense.
So you guys have a very different skill set. Even though you went to Northwestern, it seems that you've been able to parlay that into something.
You're still a good person.
You made something of yourself, baby.
I appreciate that. You know what I'd like to add to that, though, when you talk about that, one of the things I tell young people in this business and sometimes clients is nobody knows when you're doing things right. But the moment you do one thing wrong, everybody can point it out. Mm-hmm. So it creates a baseline that you have to meet. And whether it's where you invest your dollars into the production or who you have on the team or the choices you make, it comes down to you have to have everything that's at the high polish expectation level. Everything you can do beyond that is where the magic is.
Yeah. I get the sense you two are great parents. Sincerely.
Yes.
Right.
Like I could just hear
How old are
you
your
talking
kids? Tell us
as
about
mom
your kids
and dad.
again, really quick.
Yeah, tell us about your kids.
Fletcher is 27 and Stella is 25.
Oh, neat.
Fletcher went into the business of production in Chicago.
Okay.
Yep. He's freelancing. And Stella is a food scientist for post-consumer brands.
Really?
She's the only one who didn't
She's
go to
the
film school.
Yeah, she is a smart
Of
one.
the three of us.
She'll have a job the rest of her life.
She's actually
Where
making
did they go
money.
to high
Huge
school?
disappointment.
Wayzata.
Why is that? Oh, good for you.
Another one.
And Fletcher went to Northwestern.
Oh,
Oh, Fletcher.
that.
Oh, God.
That's
so
cool.
my son toured Northwestern. He was a baseball player. And then they found out, like, even though you're a baseball player and we're interested in you, you got to get an ACT score of a certain level. And that's why he went to St. Thomas.
Hey!
Hey, if you pay the tuition, they're letting you in there.
Yeah.
Lovely school.
Which, by the way, it didn't look like it looks
Oh, my God.
when we
I
were
know.
there.
I
It's
know.
beautiful now, yeah.
Oh,
It was beautiful.
Even more
then.
beautiful.
It's way
Yeah.
more beautiful.
Yeah.
It's funny what hundreds of millions of dollars will do for your campus. Thank you, Lee and Penny Anderson. It's been a pleasure having
Yes.
you guys on.
thank you for having
Such
us.
a nice surprise. You came here to talk with us down in
We
the
could
studio.
talk all day, but I have to pee. So there you go.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
You bet. And off we go.
To attend or volunteer for the USA Special Olympics Games, visit 2026usagames.org.